I have a surprise for you guys. You guys want to see my new logo? Oh my god, wasn't that amazing? I picked up this journal a while ago actually. It's called 300 writing prompts. I actually thought that it would be cool for this week's video if I answered some of the prompts that are in this book. Let me tell you, there's a shit ton of them, like a lot. So I was thinking, why don't I just pick a couple questions from out of this book and answer them for you guys. So let's do this. Write about something presently in your life that is worth it. A lot of people kind of try to push their struggles under the rug. Part of something that I noticed that I do a lot is that I use all of the struggles that I've ever had and I use them to my advantage. The part that is worth it to me is the struggles that I have in life because I get to use it to inspire others. Have you done any research into your ancestors? What interesting surprises have you discovered? I haven't really done any research per se. I'm Polish and Italian. I'm also a little bit of other things, but for the most part, I'm Polish and Italian. And I asked my dad recently where his mom and dad were from because I was just curious. I have a couple friends that are traveling right now and they were just in Poland and it kind of made me want to ask my dad a couple of things. So I just like sent him a text and I was like, hey, like, where's your mom and dad from? And he said that his dad is from Krakow and his mom is from Rome. I thought that was super cool. Yeah, so I don't know, I just thought that was cool as fuck. Think back to your childhood. Write about an article of clothing or an outfit you remember one of your parents wearing. When I was in middle school through high school, I lived with my mom, and my mom would take me to school every morning before I got my license. Like a lot of the times growing up, she really loved wearing white. Like one of the memories that sticks out to me the most is when my mom would drive me to school wearing an all white suit. So she would wear a white shirt with a white blazer and white pants and boots. And she would drive to school with a cup of coffee in her hands while she was driving. If you're wearing an all white outfit and you're driving and you have a cup of coffee, you are a psycho ass bitch. I would just never dream of doing that in my life because I know I would spill it all over myself. You're just crazy. You're just insane to me. And the craziest thing was my mom would never get coffee on her outfit. Never. Was she God? Is she God? What is the first thing you do when you wake up every morning and why? I fall asleep with my phone by my face and I wake up to my phone by my face. And I pick my phone up, I make my virtual rounds, and that's basically it. I live with Greg and he does this too. So usually in the mornings, I know he's awake because I hear like the videos he's playing on his phone from like Facebook or Instagram, or like if you're going through Snapchat, I can like hear it and I'll turn over and that's how I know he's awake. That sounds so bad. Like, that just sounds really sad. Write about a time everything changed in the blink of an eye. So when I was growing up, my great grandmother, her name was Kitty, was my best friend. She drove me to school, she took me to all of my soccer practices or horseback riding lessons or softball. She lived for me and my brother and my sister, and she literally did everything for us. She was amazing. She would talk about wanting to go skydiving. She drove a red Mercedes SL and the license plate said Kitty's SL. She was a badass. Like, she was so amazing. She was so sharp for her age. I loved being around her. She was like the craziest person ever. I don't want to make this like too sad, but one day she passed away suddenly, like really, really suddenly. And I wasn't expecting it at all. She could drive, she didn't have a hearing aid, she didn't have a cane, she was perfectly normal, and she just passed away suddenly, and I never got to say goodbye. I just didn't see it coming. It turned my world upside down for a long time, and I felt like I had nothing to live for, and it was like losing my best friend. I am who I am today because that happened, and that one experience that tore me apart and literally ruined my life for many years kind of shaped me to be who I am today, because as terrible as it was, it made me realize that you cannot take anybody for granted. Honestly, right now, call someone, pick up the phone, call your mom, call your dad, call your sister, call them and tell them you love them. Call your best friend, call them and tell them you love them. Just do it, because honestly, take it from me, people can be gone in an instant, literally a flash, and they will be gone forever.
Hey Pete, my phone's on 1%, but I'm at Whole Foods.
Okay, I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate you and I love you so much. Alright, love you, Pete.
Bye.
What is the biggest trigger for stress in your life? Probably being rushed, not having enough sunlight to film, or people driving bad. Like if I'm in the car and someone's a bad driver, I will probably be contemplating just opening the car door while it's in motion and just rolling out and killing myself, because I hate it. I hate it so much. Do you absolutely hate any food that other people usually like? One thing that you will never see me eat, or if someone gave me $1 million, I still wouldn't eat it. I hate olives. I hate them so much. If you put them on a pizza and then take them off and I eat it, I will know you put olives in it and I will put a knife to your neck. I will murder you. Where would you like to go on a day trip? You must drive there and back in one day, but you have unlimited funds for gas, food, and activities. Honestly, it's really not that far away from where I live, but I love Salvation Mountain. Me and Greg took a bunch of pictures. I'll try and insert a couple in this video, but yeah, it's a really magical place and I would love to go back, even though it's really not that far away. I think it's maybe 3 hours away. Do you have an ex that you would ever consider dating again? If not, how bad were they? My first boyfriend that I had for 3.5 years when I was 15. We met at such a young age and we just kind of grew apart, and that's totally fine. When I walked away from my second relationship, I pretty much realized that not only are people chronic liars, but they're chronic liars to themselves. I think it wasn't fair to me to keep me in a relationship if he didn't love himself fully and was honest with himself about a lot of things in his life. I don't hate anyone, I'm not mad at anyone, but yeah, I just wouldn't. Describe a way a friend supported you when you needed it the most. One of the biggest times I needed help from a friend was when I first moved to LA, because I was so lonely. So when I moved out here, I was just, I lived alone, I lived in a studio, and I didn't have any friends, and it was before I got a job. It was just really, really traumatizing to me, because I have never been that alone in my entire existence. I would call my friend Jackie. She is so much like me in the sense that she's so loyal to her friends, and she puts all of her emotions towards her friendships that she has, because that's just who she is. I pick up the phone, and every single time without fail, she would pick up and we would just talk for hours, and I would just sit in my bed and I would just think I'm so grateful to have Jackie, to not just anybody, but I'm so grateful to have Jackie as a friend. I don't really have a lot of friends. I've never been the type of person that has a huge group of friends. I know a lot of people that have huge groups of friends, but they all fucking hate each other. There's just so many people out there that feel like they have to have a big ass group of friends to feel important or to feel popular. I would much rather hang out with one person individually than hang out with a huge group of people. Okay, so I think that's a lot of questions that I answered out of this book. If I find this book online, I definitely will link it down below. Being a small YouTuber, it's so weird because it's I don't know who's watching my videos, even though the views are there. I want to know who you are. I don't want to be like every other YouTuber that, you know, is just doing it for the numbers, like having 1 million followers on Instagram or 1 million subscribers on YouTube and having it just be a number. Like I want to get to know, like I don't want it to just be a number. I want to get to know you. So if you're watching this, don't be shy. Leave a comment down below. I respond to all the comments that I get. So let's talk, let's chat. And until next time, I will see you guys right here back on my channel next week. Bye.